Right, very good evening to you all. I hope we're all good. Here we go again, Monday, the 5th of February 2024. We're here to take a look at the weather situation for the UK over the next 3 or 4 days, focusing really on the potential snow that is going to be affecting some parts of the UK. There's been a few changes over the last day. If you're a cold fan, this perhaps isn't the forecast for you. It's looking like the longevity of this cold spell could be somewhat reduced. It's looking as though perhaps now we're going to start to bring in some milder air over the course of the weekend, in stark contrast to what the models were showing yesterday. But these things they do change. And this is why we're doing these updates on a daily basis, because things do change and there's such fine margins when it comes to forecasting snow in this country. Another thing I'd like to mention is that a big shout out to Mike Freeman. He became the 1000th subscriber of my channel yesterday. So thank you very much to Mike, and for all the hundreds of you that have joined in the last few weeks. Thanks so much. It means such a lot. Right, let's move this all along. Right, so the weather is going to plan at the moment. There is the cold front. This is the situation tomorrow. The cold front will be pushing down from the northwest tomorrow. This is a situation on Wednesday. Yep, the cold air is in place, but then there's Thursday. There's that warm front that is back in the south, pushing back northwards to bring this snow event. Right, so ice warning is out for the north of Scotland tomorrow morning between midnight and 9 a.m. That's for wintry showers falling on cold roads, and the Met Office have picked up on the snow event for many parts of the Midlands, Wales, Northern England, right up to the borders on Thursday, valid from 3 a.m. through to 3 a.m. 3 a.m. on Thursday through to 3 a.m. on Friday. Generally, sort of up to 2 centimetres on the low ground, 2 to 5 up to 200 metres, possibly as much as 10 to 20 centimetres up there on the Pennines above 400 metres. So it's an altitude event. I think a lot of people on low ground, if you are a snow fan, you're going to be quite disappointed. It's going to be a bit of a slushy, snowy sort of mix. But this is the UK, and if snow is falling at around about 8 or 9 o'clock on a Friday morning in the rush hour, it's not going to take much for it to cause certain disruptions. So yeah, just something to be aware of. But we're now just going to have a look at these models and their takes on it, because there is a variation on a theme. So let's start off. We're going to take a look at the GFS, starting with running it from Tuesday. So there's the cold front, the long forecast cold front, marching down across the UK tomorrow. Well, certainly across Ireland, Wales, the north of England, moving into the Midlands by the end of the day, reaching the south coast by midnight, with just a chance of a little bit of sleetiness on the back edge. Pushes forward to Wednesday. That front moves into the Channel. Cold air moves into Scotland, bringing in snow showers across those northern and western coasts, pretty much in the same places as you saw in the January cold spell. So many parts of the central lowlands, you will stay dry and fine and sunny on Wednesday. Later on in the day, cloud starts to come in from the southwest. That warm front starts to invade. So we start off Thursday morning with snow arriving across the southern parts, or I should say the central parts of Ireland, rain across the southwest of England and southern England. But yeah, as soon as that starts to move into the Midlands, there you go, that rain readily turns to sleet and then snow. So yeah, quite a heavy fall of snow for a time, but it's looking fairly transitory for certainly Wales and the Midlands. This band will push northwards towards northern England by around midday, and then over as we've seen in the warnings, quite a significant snow event over those high altitude routes. This is at midday on Thursday. That band pushing northwards up towards the borders, fragmenting before another band of quite heavy rain pushes into the south at the end of the day, which then, as it moves into northern England, takes the rain up into northern England, but still with the risk of sleet and some heavy snowfall up across the higher ground. So that's where that warning is coming into effect for the Pennines. As we play this out for the remainder of Friday from the GFS, they take that band of sleet and snow all the way up to Scotland. But look what it's done. That low pressure has managed to now push in milder air all the way across certainly England, Wales, Ireland, with only Scotland at that stage, far north of Scotland, in the cold air. So, bit of a change from yesterday. we'll come on to the Icons take. So once again, cold front moving southwards throughout the course of tomorrow, as per the GFS. Quite heavy, some of that rain. It pushes through quite a marked boundary. Could be a bit of a squall on that. Pushes into the south of England by the end of the day, with clearer, colder weather behind wintry showers across those northern and western coasts of Scotland. On Wednesday, that band of rain hangs about in the channel before clearing. Most places dry, fine, and fairly sunny on Wednesday. Plenty of sparkling sunshine. But yeah, that front towards the southwest approaches an island will be moving in by the end of the day. You'll still have a few wintry showers left across the north of Scotland, especially the Northern Isles. And then, yeah, as per the GFS, we move in to Thursday morning. That band of rain pushes in quite readily, but perhaps the focus of the colder air is a little bit further north. So with the Icon, you're not getting a snow event in the Midlands. Many parts of Wales, you're going to be staying as rain. It's only when it starts to get towards the north of England that rain encounters the cold air, and then you turn to sleet and then snow. But as you notice, around the coasts, it's suggesting that there's still quite a bit of a rain mix in this. So once again, a bit of an altitude snow event across the Pennines, many lowland stations. Quite sleety, quite a wet snow mix. Pushes forward through to Friday or the end of Thursday. There comes that second band of heavy rain up from the south. Could be another 15 or 20 millimetres of rain on that. Pushes northwards on Friday up towards the Pennines once again. Rain for many parts of northern England, but across the higher ground, across the Pennines, up towards the borders, there will be a sleet and snow mix, especially over the high ground. And then by the end of Friday, that low pressure system just sitting in the North Sea, just off the east coast, drawing in quite strong easterly breezes across the east coast. So plenty of rain and sleet on the coast, with again some snow over the high ground. So that's the take from the Icon tonight. And now the ECM. How are you playing things out? Well, no surprises for guessing that tomorrow we got that cold front marching south. As per the other two models, quite heavy by the end of the day. It clears the south coast. Snow showers across the north of Scotland on Wednesday to start the day. Potentially quite heavy for a time. But once again, many parts of the UK dry and fine with sunny skies on Thursday, on Wednesday, but with rather more in the way of cloud down towards the south. That band of rain then pushes in. This is at 3 o'clock on Thursday morning, so in keeping with the other two models, the timing of the rain band, sleet band, snow band, call it what you want, is pretty much on the money. It's just as to where that boundary between the rain and the snow falls initially. So, got to say that this looks from the ECM that things are a little bit further south, certainly across parts of South Wales, many parts of the Midlands, some parts of the South Midlands, perhaps over towards Cambridgeshire as well, and East Anglia. Push this through to 9 o'clock, then midday. That's sleet and snow across the Midlands. Many parts of Wales turns back to rain, but pushes into northern England. There's potentially a bit of a heavy band of snow again. Once again, though, you can see that it's generally over the high ground, isn't it? And then later on in the day, that first band of sleet and snow kind of fragments towards the borders before dying out ahead of a new band. This is the second band that's now been shown from all three of the models later on in the day. A bit of a resurgence, and with the ECM, it's looking as though, yeah, across northern England again, there is the chance of some more significant snow, particularly over the high ground. So you can see this is why they're keeping their warning in operation until 3 o'clock on Friday morning. Throughout the course of Friday, that low pressure system pushes across northern England, perhaps not as far north as the GFS was showing. So that means that the colder air stays over Scotland on Friday, with just the milder air just tucked into England, Wales, and Ireland. So, as we've seen, a bit of a variation on a theme. GFS would like to take the milder air a lot further north. I think the Icon would like to keep it a little bit further south. But as we said, things are never straightforward. And just before we close it out, this is a look at the long-term GFS ensemble. So fair to say that the cold spell lasts across Glasgow from pretty much now. However, there is a slight warm up there across the weekend. This is the GFS, this is the warmer of the three models at the moment. So, yeah, less cold across the weekend, and then a bit of a trend for things to duck down again early next week. But although cold or cool, it's certainly no beast from the east. So, don't get excited about a prolonged period or a deep freeze. It's not being shown. That's Glasgow. Right, we'll go down to Sheffield. There you go. So Sheffield, you're cold on the 7th and the 8th. You're less cold on the 9th through to the 10th and the 11th. So this is at odds with what was being shown yesterday. The colder air was going to be in place. There is a signal for things to turn colder again around about the 12th to the 14th. But once again, a beast from the east. This ain't. It's going to turn cold. But yes, nothing exceptional. And then down towards the south, towards London, there you go. You're generally mild all the way out to around about the 11th, possibly the 12th now, before things potentially turn colder through the early part of next week. Fairly good clustering, I would say, but once again, look at that green run there. That's the operational. That's an outlier on this run, but shouldn't be ignored. So that's it in summary. I think it's fair to say that yes, there is a snow event on the way, particularly on Thursday, particularly for the North Midlands and Northern England, potentially up towards Scotland. Remains to be seen. So yeah, I think the warnings at the moment for these areas, as shown for the Met Office, are pretty much bang on the money. But as I've mentioned, if you're on the on the low ground, I wouldn't be getting too excited just yet. I'll be back again tomorrow taking a look at things, looking at the longevity, looking at a little bit more detail with the high res models. But in the meantime, all have a lovely evening. Thanks for watching and ciao for now.